What is up, YouTube? This is Alucard AFK with another MTGO game with commentary. So we're back on standard and finally got some Gatecrash decks together. We've got Simic Charm, amazing. Hands of Binding, okay. Blind Obedience and Gifts of Orzos, a couple of the things from Gatecrash I've been playing around with. This is a updated Aura deck for standard. So let's look at our opening hand. Unethereal Armor, really great for Aura decks. Enchanted creature gets 1/1 for each enchantment you control and has first strike. Caverner's Souls, you know, counter magic and stuff. Get your humans out. Most of the things in this deck are humans. Selesnya Charm, I do have Simic Charm in here. There are some Selesnya Charms. They're still pretty good. Avacyn's Pilgrim to ramp. We do have quite a bit of white in here, or just to get white if it's not removed. Breeding Pool, and there's the Gifts of Orza. I've taken after this game, I took it and put it in the sideboard. I think it's really relevant against aggro decks, along with Blind Obedience, but that's what it's probably for. We have room for better cards in the main board. And then Curiosity. I don't like Last Thoughts as far as Gatecrash goes. Curiosity is a much better card for 1 mana. Maybe it's just because I've been playing Modern lately, but much better card in my opinion. So we mulligan down, not enough, and this hand wasn't much better, so we'll just go ahead and put our Avacyn's Pilgrim out. And so he's playing a Invisible Stalker deck as well. Only no auras, so we had a big discussion after this game and actually played a match again after that, just to kind of go over his deck and why a bunch of unblockables aren't good if you can't boost them up. So and he was playing Death Cult Rogue. I think Latch Seeker is a much better card. You get a 3/1 versus a 2/2, and the Rogue from Gatecrash can be blocked by other rogues. Some people play those, so whereas Latch Seeker doesn't. You know, you're both playing Invisible Stalkers, so. But he definitely needs to play some way to boost up his guys. If he's not doing auras and like Silverblade Paladin and things like that, I mean, there's other ways to boost them up. Maybe just like temporarily, like giant growths and whatever. But so we'll get a Rancor. And we won't swing in with Avacyn's Pilgrim. So he'll get his Invisible Stalker out first, and that's great. Fine. You finally get our Invisible Stalker. Go ahead and throw him out. Go ahead and throw Rancor on top of his face. He's a 3/1. Got Trample, not that it matters. He's unblockable. So bring out his Silverblade Paladin, so that's pretty good. So, I mean, if you can't boost your Invisible Stalker, Silverblade Paladin doesn't really work that well. I mean, he's doing double strike, but he's a 1/1. So when I get my Silverblade Paladin out, he's going to be swinging for 6 with double strike. So we got Simic Charm. I really like this. Target creature gets 3/3 into end of turn. That's like a giant growth. Or permanents you control gain hexproof into end of turn. So that's kind of like a Ranger's Guile for all your creatures. Return target creature to its owner's hand. So you've got an unsummon. So Modern is going to want to play the individual cards. Less mana, faster. But Simic Charm is perfectly okay in standard. For 2 mana, you have a lot of options. So I'll go ahead and do Spectral Flight on Invisible Stalker. Get him up in the air. Again, not that it matters, but he's a 5/3 now. And we could have probably used, you know, Simic Charm or Selesnya Charm and gave him an additional 2/2 or 3/3. But I've learned to not overextend. So Simic Charm is pretty great. What I want to do is return Silverblade Paladin to his hand. Right after I swing in, just to cause him to have to recast it and not cast anything else. So I don't really care that he's double striking on the Visible Stalker. What I don't want is him to... At this point, I didn't know that he didn't have any boost spells. I didn't want him pumping up his Invisible Stalker at this point. So and he has another land anyway, so... But we'll go ahead and return his Silverblade Paladin. And he almost put it back out again, and then he decided to not go that route. He started to go with a Death Cult Rogue. And again, I still think Latch Seeker is much better than this guy. So And it's the same mana cost, so 2 blue, 1 colorless, you know, for Deathcoat Rogue in this case, and Latch Seeker is the same, but it's straight blue, can't be black, so, you know, Deathcoat Rogue might be better if you're playing black or something, but if you have access to blue, I would play Latch Seeker over that. See, his Invisible Stalker still swinging in for 1, so not that great. And we get Abundant Growth. I played around with the count on this. It's really nice to be able to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So it helps smooth the mana curve out, especially when you're playing blue, white, and green. So we'll just go ahead and add that. And we got a Breeding Pool. We'll go ahead and throw him out, tapped, swing in. And again, I'm not overextending here. I could have put another 2 damage in there. But Simic Charm is very versatile. Again, all the charms are really. I usually save that for exiling target creature with 5 or greater. So sometimes putting the 2/2 white Knight out for a blocker is pretty relevant. So he'll swing in, Deathcoat Rogue. Still not that impressive. We'll go to 14. Get a Hinterland Harbor, so still no Silverblade Paladin or Geist St. Traft yet. And he'll do a Buster Squall, so really nice. He's playing more counter magic than he is boosting his guys. You know, I think he needs to like play some counter magic because it's good, but he needs to be able to boost his creatures. So he tapped my guys. That just slows me down a turn, really. If he was swinging in for a lot of damage, well, here comes the Silverblade Paladin, but then it may be... and he'll do Hands of Binding and then Cipher it. So Hands of Binding is really good. We're playing that card as well, so... but Invisible Stalker has hexproof, so all I can do is tap my Avacyn's Pilgrim, which I don't really need with Abundant Growth right now, so I do if I'm going to play a Silverblade Paladin, but so he'll just keep tapping the same guy. Another Invisible Stalker. We'll just go ahead and throw him out. Do a Selesnya Charm, put a Knight out, and swing in. So swing in with everything. We'll go ahead and block his Silverblade Paladin with our Knight. Hands of Binding all over the place again on Avacyn's Pilgrim because Invisible Stalkers say, what? So we'll swing in. And he'll do Aether's Eyes, so wasn't really expecting that. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands, so that really slowed us down a lot. So we'll go ahead and return his Silverblade Paladin again. So we got our Rancors and our Invisible Stalkers. You know, we lost our Spectral Flight, but that's okay. So because we can still put Invisible Stalker out and still put a Rancor back on top of him. So we're still sitting okay. Blind Obedience, that kind of slows us down. We're playing this on our sideboard. It's really suited for aggro decks, not really for these type of decks. Or against aggro decks. So it brings out a Silverblade Paladin. And he'll get us pretty darn close. He'll get us down to 1. Now if he was able to play the extort cost, he would have won right there, but he wasn't able to, so we got pretty lucky with that. And then what a top deck. So Ethereal Armor at the very least gives us 1/1 for each aura, but it has 1 aura on already, so he'll become a 6/4, so that was pretty good. Put the Invisible Stalker out tapped because of Blind Obedience, and we'll go ahead and swing in for the win. So that was a pretty fun game, pretty evenly matched, I think. He still needs to boost up his creatures better. If he was boosting his creatures like I was, it would have been, well, kind of the same deck, but it would have been more suited against other decks. So What do you think of this deck? I think I'm still playing around with it, trying to find the optimal cards. Bonds of Faith is coming in some of these later games. I think it's great. Just remember that Bonds of Faith can be versatile. You can boost your humans, and against your opponents, it can make basically a pacify so they can't attack or block. Just don't try to boost your guys to St. Traft because he is not a human. So comment, like, and subscribe, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye.